Hello and welcome back to another episode from M2on2. My name is Marcus. We played a game of Malifaux and the microphones didn't work. I will be looking at getting different microphones in the future. We played a game of Malifaux 3rd edition M3e Gaining Grounds free, and we played Cursed Objects in standard deployment with Secret Meetup, Breakthrough, In Your Face, Set the Trap and Spread Them Out. For myself, I had Ulix Turner with Penelope, Peep, Gracie with 2 Gremlins in a Ghillie suit, 2 War Pigs, 3 Piglets and a Hog Whisperer. Jade brought Parker Barrows, Dead Man Walking, Doug Mitchell, Hodgepodge Emissary, Mad Dog Brackett, Musgrove, Wokou Raider, Malifaux Child and a Scavenger. We're playing Cursed Objects, so the kill tokens were on the 3 little pigs and both war pigs, and then for me it was Pearl, Malifaux Child, Scavenger, Mad Dog and the Emissary. So, turn 1, Ulix turns the 3 little pigs worth 9 points into 2 Swine Curse and a Squealer, 19 points, that's not broken. The Squealer then charges the 2 Swine Curse to make them fast, and Hard Knock Life dealing 4 damage with a Dread Joker to place it on top of my deck in the hopes of tools for the job on my next turn. There is my Red Joker. This doesn't happen as Jade stops this by going with the Emissary, weary roading Mad Dog, pushing him 3 inches, and then chucking him a trinket, giving him Accomplice, before then accomplishing into Mad Dog. Mad Dog removes a ski marker which had been placed already, and the ski marker that he'd just placed, and then is able to charge running and gunning using his Chesterfield shotgun into the Swine Curse twice. Luckily, they are blast resistant. We spoke about this afterwards, and it would have been more effective to go after the port group at the top of your screen, which don't have that same resistance. At this point, the Swine Curse go crazy and charge forwards into Mad Dog, starting to soften him up for the next round. Pearl then uses the ability on Parker to move the Swine Curse towards him and giving the Swine Curse staggered. We then drops out a marker, causing a damage point to the Squealer with his ability. The second Swine Curse comes out to play with Mad Dog as well. Dropping ski markers for Parker per position ability. Pearl moves up and pushes Swine Curse into Parker. Penny moves up and brings Ulix with her. Hasn't happened yet. Okay, that's happening in a minute. The Hog Whisperer went first and moves up Gracie as well for the Bacon Rush. Which is what I kept calling it because we were playing through the game. So Peep has a little ability which is quite fun. So she charged through a War Pig as she has Stampede 2 inches on the other side of the War Pig, and uses a mask to pull the pig through for a point of 2 damage. Then uses her 3-inch push for the pigs to move forwards, and then the pile of bacon is very close to Jade's back crew already, and the squishy backfield is ready to be played with. Jade realizes what's going on and throws the Wokou Raider into the position to hold up the forces. This means that a Gracie and a War Pig who had been engaged have to deal with the Wokou Raider. However, I am able to get the second War Pig from a charge off of a trigger into Jade's backline and poor Pearl. The Wokou Raider is normally protected by Combat Finesse and Bulletproof, but it does nothing if the card deck is running cold. The walls mean the 2-inch second War Pig has to go the long way round and attack Mad Dog. This was a 40 minutes of raw aggression. War pigs have deadly pursuit, push 4 inches back, ready for the next turn. So Jay goes first here and murders one war pig with a scavenger, giving her a kill point as there was a 13 on the top of her deck, and she then has that available. My highest card's a 12, so there's nothing I can do to protect that war pig. The second war pig, however, retaliates and charges Pearl, and because Malifaux Child is too close, is able to then hit and kill the Malifaux Child with the second attack. This gives us both our kill points for the turn. The Emissary gets Pearl out of engagement with the War Pig, and it gets a marker drop for more ping damage before healing Pearl and after the War Pig mauling. She then, the Emissary then accomplices into Mad Dog, who lets rip at a Squealer in the back line for 4 damage and a blast, killing it, and also knocking damage into the Hog Whisperer as well. Boo. The next thing I've got written down here is the Hog Whisperer tries to get in range for an obey on Gracie, but instead just manages to turn the Squealer's corpse into a new Piglet. Gracie pulls herself out of combat, is pulled out of combat by Peep before she cannons back into Pearl, but bounces off. Gracie has very different triggers as well. There we go, that's the Swine Curse trying, that's the, not Swine Curse, Hog Whisperer trying to be in range and puts the pig out for the, what's great on those models is that it's not remove the marker. With the sow, you remove the marker for the crows, to gain crows, so if you then fail to flip, you can't, that marker is gone for the rest of the game, while for the Swine Curse, they just target a marker. So yeah, Penny moves Ulix up, and then Ulix spends his turn turning stuff into more bigger stuff again, which is great fun. It's really hard to go late in a turn with Ulix because you want 8s really for Ulix to be able to turn things into bigger things. So, and 8s are quite useful cards for defenses, but a lot of the time you're just sitting there having to take some hits because it's easier because you know you're going to get more bacon coming in afterwards. So yeah, so Ulix turns the Swine Curse in the middle into a War Pig, and then turns the Piglet into a Squealer, and then the Squealer into another War Pig, as I had a 12 of tomes, and then that I get a Herdon which charges the War Pig into Mad Dog. So pork violence, lots of pork violence. Gulp. Parker kills the top Swine Curse in a 1 severe, adding a Bayou Gremlin. I need to buy some Bayou Gremlins, so I had to put a proxy onto the table. This causes damage as well, which I didn't realise till I actually read the card properly, and uses the ability to swap markers to heal Pearl and bring the other War Pig down to 1 wound. My War Pigs keep being reduced to single wounds. The last activation of the turn is quite clever in that the War Pig walks and drops a ski marker near Pearl, Parker, and the Emissary. Jade chooses not to use the ability to ping damage onto the War Pig because she believes she will get set the trap at the end of the turn, but I have Deadly Pursuit, which I had done the turn before to get all the pigs out of position, so none of them are in range for the set the trap. So I score set the trap, Jade doesn't, we both have a kill point, so it's 2-1 going into round 3. Okay, Jay goes first and tosses the noose on the Bayou Gremlin, causing him to be moved 4 inches, and then drops a ski marker next to him, killing the one wounded warhig behind him, which was, I thought, a great play. Jade then tries to charge Gracie, and we realise that it's not possible, and so walks in and gets 1 attack. Gracie retaliates and rides with me backwards before stampeding back into poor Pearl and doing some damage to Parker. Yeah, the stampede where you just do 1 damage for the pings without the opponent being able to aggress against it is really useful, because it just allows you to control the damage output on the board. Mad Dog kills Penny in retaliation and puts Ulix down to about half health with a withering barrage of shotgun blasts, followed by the Scavenger blasting into Ulix as well. We got another warpig charging back into Parker by the looks of it, and Parker this warpig pushes Parker away and goes in for a kill on the Doctor. It doesn't look like I get the kill, but I at least cause some damage. Jade then uses the Emissary, does Weary Road on himself, drops the ski marker, kills the Bayou Gremlin, but at least I get to draw a card. Pig then charges into Parker as well in his new position, and this Parker and takes him off as I'm able to rampage away and then charge back in, as Parker was at that point out of stones and down to 1 damage. The game is called here. Jade is bleeding models and is unable to score any more of the schemes, and so concedes. We end the turn there with no more points scored across the board, and so we call it here as a 3-2 end to the game. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the game. If you enjoyed the game, please like. If you like, please subscribe. If you want to see future games, let us know. My name is Marcus. That was Jade. This is M3e GG3. Good night.